All right, so I don't know how to start off this video, but if I can be fully transparent with each and every one of you, I am a bit exhausted with Chainsaw Man. I'm still going to be covering the series, but maybe not as extensively or consistently as before, at least for the summer. I only say that because I've just been busy with my personal life. Don't worry, everything is going okay. And I think as I am coming off the cusp of 6 years, believe it or not, I think I've almost around this time been uploading videos for 6 years on the channel. You know, maybe many of you don't know this, but I used to talk about seasonal, weekly, episodic content when I first started DJ Miles. I mean, if you look at my first videos on my channel and you click on oldest, you'll see me talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 when it was coming to a close. So yes, it's been quite some time. And then serendipitously, YouTube Shorts was trying to really beat TikTok in its own game. And when they launched YouTube Shorts, Chainsaw Man, the anime, was becoming a thing. And I seized an opportunity and I was just talking about Chainsaw Man so much that by default, I just became the Chainsaw Man guy, you know? So I think it's a little hard making this intro or this beginning to tell you guys that I'm stepping away from the series for a while, because there's a part of me that's like, well, if I don't do this, then I'm not the Chainsaw Man guy. But then on the other flip side of that is, well, no, that's the point. You should release yourself. Have you guys seen that chapter in Jujutsu Kaisen when Chozo kind of had that moment where like his brothers metaphorically were pushing him? I'm kind of having that moment. It's like, oh, I love you guys and I still love Chainsaw Man. And this is all to say, even though I may not do as many chapter reviews anymore, I'm still going to be doing the Explained series. And I think if there's any obligation, I want to give you that and excel with that narrative style content. And there's a video I think Sufferance put out a few weeks ago. I believe it was a Chainsaw Man chapter review where, you know, he says he receives a lot of comments about him glazing the series and Fujimoto specifically. And this is all to say when people feel exhausted reading a series. And he's pointed out, I read a lot of manga. However, if Chainsaw Man was the only thing I read, I would be a bit frustrated and fatigued too. And I think that definitely resonated with me when he said that, because I felt like it struck a chord and I needed someone else to say that. So I hope you guys get the gist of what I'm trying to say. I love the series. I'm just a little fatigued and I think I want to take the channel in a different way. Like, I think that's what makes long-term content creators or the ones who could do this full time. Spoilers, I'm nowhere near making this full time after doing this for 6 years. That we got to pivot. And I still think, again, I will be talking about Chainsaw Man. Is it going to be in the capacity as I have been before? I don't know. Again, I'm going to be doing the Explained series. I still will be doing Don to Don, and you know, Kagurabachi's kind of like there in the background, but I think I just want to dabble and experiment with more styles of content. Thank you for, you know, hanging out with me, and you know, I'll still be talking about Chainsaw Man. So enjoy those videos when they come out. But now let's talk about Chainsaw Man chapter 205. I know. Oh my God, DJ Miles, are we still going to talk about Chainsaw Man? Of course. I already got the setup. I got the lights. I got the camera. We're talking about Chainsaw Man. Despite me saying goodbye, hello, we're still here, baby. So let's talk about Chainsaw Man. Let's immediately pat ourselves on the back for those of you who have guessed correctly that the fake Chainsaw Man was in fact the twin brother of the guy that Denji didn't save in chapter 102, 103. What the hell are you talking about, DJ Miles? Good question. Well, if you read this chapter, the Fire Devil tells Denji, look at that guy there. You see that guy there? This is the kid that you didn't save during the battle with the Cockroach Devil. He had a twin brother, and both of them took me in when I was weak, which is kind of wild to think about now that we know that the Fire Devil is arguably one of the strongest devils in the verse at this point. These two twins, these two boys took in the Fire Devil, took care of the Fire Devil, and would tell the Fire Devil, Chainsaw Man is incredible. He's a hero. He's the symbol of justice. And despite being labeled as a devil, even a devil can become a symbol of hope as long as they have justice in their heart, like Chainsaw Man. So very beautiful stuff. And I guess now this is the origins of the fake Chainsaw Men. I don't know, but I like how we've had this full circle moment that what have the people been making content contract with the Fire Devil want. They want to become their own personified symbol of hope, and that's why many of them ended up turning into chainsaw men, right? The pseudo chainsaw men, etc. And then, you have instances where Yuko, she became some big blob thing. I don't know how that became her perceived sense of justice. I don't know. Let's not dive too much into Yuko. This is just all to say, because the Fire Devil was moved by these two twins, more specifically, he says here, I made contracts with those with justice in their hearts, granting them the ability to transform into the shape of their justice. I remember the first time the twins saved someone with my powers like it was yesterday. They both looked incredibly proud, and then you appeared, and we see the flashback of Denji fighting the Cockroach Devil, and Denji had the option to choose, and we said this before. This is straight ripped out of the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, where the Green Goblin grabs Mary Jane and like this bus full of kids, and Green Goblin is like, pick one, Spider-Man, drops both, and Spider-Man ends up saving both. And we know Chainsaw Man is not Spider-Man, and Chainsaw Man did not save the kid or the old people in the car, and opted towards saving a cat, which, a lot of people are like, that's our Denji, but now look at this, haha, it comes full circle, and now he's gonna have to face with this reality that there's someone who literally looked up to Denji, or Chainsaw Man specifically, as a symbol of hope. And can you imagine moments before meeting your demise that the person you looked up to, that you think is going to save you, that you personified and worshipped, chooses to not even acknowledge you? Shit. That's deep, man. Ooh. And when he made this deal, when the brother now became the fake Chainsaw Man, he opted to get revenge against Denji. But even through this moment of shock and revelation that we read here in 205, Denji still didn't even know who the person was. And the Fire Devil's like, you know what, man? You're a devil, so it is what it is. So now I'm going to give you an opportunity. And after this, you're going to be choosing between two options again. And then, we see Yoru and the building collapse. We'll talk about Yoru being a fraud in a second, with the falling devil in between Yoru and Denji. And Yoru's begging for help. And what are the two options here? Is it right here? No, I definitely do not think that's what it is. Guys, I know it's very easy for us to read on panel the Fire Devil saying, hey, you have to choose between two options again. Is it like Yoru or is it Asa? Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a possibility. Here's a strong one, and I don't know how people are going to debate me on this one. It's going to be Yoru and Asa or Naita. There's going to be an option that Naita is going to come back into the story. We saw Fami resurrect Chainsaw Man, the fake Chainsaw Man, and Fami. So the Death Devil, I think, most likely has Naita in cahoots somewhere. Who knows where? But I think this is going to be a foreshadowed moment where Denji now has to choose Naita or the person that he loves. Who's he going to end up choosing? And that's going to be a real tearjerker when that moment comes. And who knows? Maybe it's not Naita. Maybe it really is somehow Asa has her body back truly to herself, and then Yoru is split, and then Denji's like, oh my god, do I love the crazy wild chick, or do I love the boring yet stable chick who I have more in common with? I don't know. It could be that too, but I think that sounds a little bit too boring, and that's what it is, and that's what it is. But we'll see how that happens. And I hate how it happened off screen, because I don't think we're going to even get glimpses of some Yoru versus Falling Devil battle. Nope, Yoru just lost fair and square. The allegations are back. Yoru is a fraud, even with the cool chapter panels ending with gun and tank gauntlet. It's like, have we seen the tank gauntlet at all? I'm not even like complaining to complain. I'm just asking, right? Like, God, that was such a cool panel. I wish we could see more of it. Kind of a shame that like a powered up Yoru still couldn't do anything against the Falling Devil, against Chef Mommy. I mean, hey, Team Chef Mommy, shout out to all of you guys rooting for her. I'm always rooting for her. And then, this back and forth between Horsemen of the Apocalypse and Primal Fears. It's like, okay, yeah, this is just cementing more and more and more. Primal Fears are quite literally in a league of their own. They are in a league of their own. Okay. But going back to the fake Chainsaw Man and the reveal of the fake Chainsaw Man being the twin brother of the one who died from the cockroach battle sequence. The Fire Devil said the fake Chainsaw Man was trying to get revenge on you this whole entire time. But correct me if I'm wrong. Prior to the fake Chainsaw Man being consumed by death when she was battling, Fami Fammy, the real Fammy. The fake Chainsaw Man was just sprouting justice and heroism and, you know, all this stuff, right? And we see moments where the fake Chainsaw Man saved Denji and Asa from the Falling Devil. But we know the Falling Devil is in servitude of the Death Devil. So I don't think the Falling Devil is particularly lying. Just show me the moments where prior to the fake Chainsaw Man being consumed by death, where the fake Chainsaw Man was actively after Denji. I feel like I didn't see that in the moments that we did see the fake Chainsaw Man, even though it was once or twice. So just something I wanted to highlight. But how do you guys feel about this review? I absolutely love it. I love this story. I think it even makes the Fire Devil more interesting as a devil for me, and that it still chooses to not even battle Denji and just wanted to get that story across. What is this going to do for Denji's psychological state and mental state? We'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, this was a fantastic chapter. We may do a live stream, we may not. You know why? Because of the intro of this video. But yeah, this was a great chapter nonetheless. And I'll see you guys when I see you guys. So take care.